Now I would like to explain the concept called function in Python. So till now you know how to write a program. So program consisting of set of executable statements. Suppose I have written a program with line 1 to line 100. Suppose I have written a program with 100 lines of code. Suppose I got an error at line number 90. Then what happened? We have to search all the lines from 1 to 90 to check the error. Instead of checking the error 90 lines, we can divide the program into set of sub-programs called functions. For example, I will divide this 100 lines of code into 20 lines into a function 1, another 20 lines function 2, next 20 lines function 3, similarly function 4, similarly function 5. So 100 lines of code I had divided into 20 20 20 like this. 5 functions I have written. Suppose there is an error in this particular function, we can search only 20 lines instead of 90 lines. So what is the advantage of here? Debugging is easy. That means we can check the errors easily. So we use the functions for easy debugging. So first point is nothing but we use functions for easy debugging. Easy debugging, and the performance of the program is also increased. It will increase performance of the program. Suppose there is a large program, we can divide it into functions for easy debugging, and also we can increase the performance of the program. So these are the two advantages of writing a function. So function, we can call it as a sub-function, we can call it as a module, we can call it as a subroutine. Is nothing but all these are different terms we will use in different situations, different programming languages, but here we can call it as a function. And suppose we consider another scenario. Suppose I have written a equal to 10 and b equal to 20 and print a plus b and print a minus b or b minus a, whatever statement you can write, a minus b, print a star b. Suppose I have taken a equal to 5, b equal to 2, print a plus b, print a minus b, print a star b. Suppose I have taken a equal to 10, b equal to 2. Suppose I will return print a plus b and print a minus b and print a star b. So this is the code I have written here. How many lines of code I have written? Here I have written 15 lines of code. How many lines of code we have written? 15 lines of code here. Suppose I have written a equal to 10, b equal to 20, print a plus b. What is the output you will get here? You will get the output 30, you will get the here, a minus b, you will get the value minus 10, a star b 200, you will get the output in this case. Suppose in this case, suppose a plus b, what is the output you will get here? 7, a minus b, you will get the 3, and a star b, you will get the output is 10. Suppose in this case 10 plus 2, a gets value 10, b gets value 2, a plus b means 10 plus 2, 12. Similarly a minus b, you will get the value 8, and similarly a star b 20, you will get the output. Here you see we have written 15 lines of code. Suppose I am using a function same code we can write by using a function. Suppose I am using a function de of cal of a comma b colon. I will explain this code. For example, I am writing a function print a plus b, print a minus b, print a star b. Suppose I am calling the function cal of 10 comma 20, cal of 5 comma 2, cal of 10 comma 2. Suppose I have written a function, same code I have written using a function. Suppose I have written like this, the code, how many lines we are using? 15 lines of code we are using here. Suppose in this case, how many lines of code we are using? Only 7 lines of code. How many lines we are using? Only 7 lines we are using. Same code I have written using a function with only 7 lines of code. Here you see cal of 10 comma 20. Whenever there is a function call, the control will go to the function, call function, and 10 will be assigned to A, 20 will be assigned to B, and A plus B means you'll get the value 30, A minus B minus 10, and A star B 200. Output you will get in this case. And after that, control return back to the, again come to the next statement. Again next statement, call of 5 comma 2. Same function we are calling with new parameters. Here I am using a parameters 5 comma 2, and A gets value 5, B gets value 2. 5 plus 2 means 7, 3, 10. You will get the output. Again the control return back to the call function. Again we are using here 10 comma 2, and A gets value 10, B gets value 2, and you will get the output 12, 8, and 20. Same output previously. Suppose I written 15 lines of code. What is output we are getting? Same output we are getting using a function with 7 lines of code only. That means what is the advantage of here? A function. Here the lines of code can be reduced. So function can be used to reduce lines of code. That is the advantage here. So third advantage is to reduce lines of code. To reduce lines of code. And here you see in the previous example, print statement I have written how many times here? 3 times. And again I am using same statements and same statements again we are using, repeating 3 times. So printf statements, that means A plus B, A minus B, A star B, we are repeating 3 times in the previous example. Suppose if you are same example are written using a function, how many times you are using? Only 1 time. Just I am calling the function 3 times. That means write once, use many times. Write once and use many times. That means code reusability. That means same code we are using. How many times you want, you can use the same code, just calling the function. How many times you want, you can call the function. We have written only 1 time, but we are calling how many times? 3 times we called. So it means write once, use many times. So that is a 4th point, advantage of a function. 4th one is write once and use many times. This property is called reusability. This property is called reusable. That means write once, use many times. We are writing only 1 time. How many times we can, how many times you want in the program, we can use many times. The same code we can call many times. So that means write once, use many times. That property is called code reusability. Code reusable. So that is the another advantage of writing the function. Here the lines of code will be reduced. That is another advantage. And we can also save the memory. We can also save the memory, because the lines of code reduced means the memory will be saved automatically. So that is another advantage of using a function. And so another advantage of using function is nothing but function concept provides abstraction feature. Function concept provides abstraction feature. So this is the another advantage of using a function. That means suppose I written function 1 with some lines of code. I am using another function with another lines of code. Whatever you have written in function 1, that should not be visible to the another function. Similarly, whatever code we have written in F2, that cannot be visible to F1. That means each function will have abstraction feature. Abstraction feature. That is the another advantage of using the function. And next one is it increases readability of the program. It increases the readability of the program. So these are the advantages. We can call it as a need of functions. What is the use of functions? First one is easy debugging can be done by using a function, and it increases performance of the program, and also it increases the readability of the program. Readability of the program can also be increased, because suppose I am having a big program that can be divided into small programs called functions. Suppose I want to perform 3 operations. One is addition, I will perform in one function, subtraction another function, and division I want to perform in another function. So addition can be checked in the function 1, subtraction can be checked in the function 2, and multiplication can be checked in the function 3. That means readability of the program can also be increased. And also when coming to the real-time example, for example, I want to perform real-time example using a function. For example, suppose you go to the bank account. Suppose bank transactions you take. Suppose I want to deposit. So I will write a function for deposit, and I will write another function for withdrawal, and another function for mini statement. Like this I can write different types of functions. Suppose deposit, so this function will perform, function 1 will perform deposit transaction will be done, and withdrawal function will be done in another function, and mini statement will be done in another function. So writing all these code into one program, instead of we can divide it into different functions, and each particular function, suppose this particular function will perform a particular task. What is this function will task? What is this function will do? This function will perform only deposit operation. That means particular task can be done by using a function. This function can be used only for withdrawal. This function can be used only for mini statement. Like this we can divide it into a functions in the real-time example. And also when coming to the in our code, suppose I am using a function called print. So what is this print will do? This function will print the variables in the output screen. Whatever string you are specifying the print, that will be seen in the output screen. So this function will perform only printing the values. This function will perform only printing the values. This is a predefined function which is already available in Python. The Python who developed is already written the code in the statement called print. So this is a predefined function we can use in our programs. So this print function will perform a particular task. What is the task? Only printing the values. So similarly we are using another function called input. What is the use of this function? To read values from the keyboard. Input function is used to read values from the keyboard. So it will perform only that particular task. So a function can be used to perform a particular task. So that's why increase the readability of the program. And another important point is reusability. That means write once, use many times. Write once and use many times. That is the advantage of the function. And another one is it will reduce the lines of code. Already explained, we can reduce the lines of code. And function concept provide abstraction feature. Function concept will provide a abstraction feature. So these are the advantage of function. We can call it as a need of functions. Need of functions. So what is a function? Definition: a function is a self-contained block of statements to perform a particular task. So what is a function? It is a self-contained block of statements to perform a particular task. I already told, suppose print is used to print the value. So it will only perform one task. What is the task? Only printing the values. Similarly, input is another function. It is used to only for reading the values from the keyboard. So it will perform only that particular task called reading the values. So a function is a self-contained block of statements to perform a particular task. So how to write a function in Python? How to write a function in Python? See, the syntax is nothing but, so we have to use a keyword called def. So this is a keyword for defining a function in Python. And after that, function name you have to specify. Function name you have to specify. And after that, arguments or parameters you have to specify. Then you have to use colon. Then you have to use a colon. And after that, you can use here docostring. Docostring is optional. We can use an option called docostring. Documentation string can be specified, and you have to write the lines of code. And last, you have to specify return expression. This is the syntax of defining user-defined function in Python. So this is the function definition. Function definition. Suppose if you want to define user-defined function in Python, what is the syntax you have to use? Def keyword you have to use, space, function name, whatever name you want you can specify here. In brackets, function arguments, that means how many arguments required to write this function, those arguments you have to specify here. After that, you have to use colon, you have to use colon, and you have to use here indentation, that is very important. And function body, that means whatever statements you want to write you can specify here. And docostring is optional statement, that means what this function will do you can specify in triple quotes. That is the option is available. Documentation string you can specify here, and you have to write executable statement, that is called function body. And last statement can be written as a return statement. Return statement you can specify here. So this is a syntax of defining a user defined function in Python. So what are the different types of functions available in Python? The first one is user defined functions, and second one is a predefined function, or you can call it as a built-in functions or predefined functions. We can call it as a predefined functions. And third one is lambda functions. And fourth one is recursive functions. So these are the four different types of functions available in Python. One is called user defined function, that means user can define its own functions. Suppose I want to define my own function, you can define by using user defined function. That is the first case, user defined function. User can define their own functions. That is the first type of functions. And second one is a built-in functions. Built-in functions means the functions which are already defined are called built-in function. That means already functions are built, that means already defined and compiled. Already defined and interpretation, that is nothing but compilation is also done. Those functions are called built-in functions, and we can call it as a predefined function. Another name for built-in functions is called predefined. That means predefined, already defined previously, that's why it is called predefined functions. And another one is called lambda function. That means we can write the function without writing the function name. We can also define the function without writing the function name. Those functions are called lambda functions, or we can call it as anonymous functions. We can call it as a anonymous functions. Both are same. Lambda functions are anonymous. Anonymous functions are, we can define the function without writing the function name. We can define the function in Python, that is allowed. Those functions are called lambda function, because we have to define by using a keyword called lambda. We can define anonymous function by using a keyword called lambda. That's why those functions are called lambda functions. And last one is called recursive function. A function calling itself is called recursive function. So we can also use recursive function. Particular problems can be solved by using recursive functions. So those are nothing but recursive function. Calling itself is called a recursive function. So these are the 4 different types of functions available: user defined functions, and second one is built-in functions, or we can call it as a predefined functions, and third one is lambda functions, we can call it as anonymous functions, and fourth one is called a recursive function. These are the functions available in Python. So first we will see user defined functions. User defined functions. So before going for writing user defined function, what are the points you must know for writing user defined function? The first one is called function definition, and second one is function call, and third one is function parameters, or we can call it as a function arguments. Function arguments, and fourth one is a return statement. Return statement. So before writing user defined function, we have to know all these 4 points. So what is the definition of the function? We have to define the function, and we have to call that function. If you don't call that function, whatever function you have written, that will not be executed. The function should be executed. If you call that function, then only the function will be executed. So that's why you need a function call. So how to call the function, that you must know. And next one is a function parameters or function arguments. That means function requires how many arguments or how many parameters is required, that you have to specify, that you must know before writing the user defined function. And next one is called a return statement. Return statement, what the function will return, that you have to specify. That is called, that can be done by using return statement. That can be done by using return statement. So first we will see the function definition. How to define a function, user defined function in Python. I already specified the syntax. If you want to define a function in Python, the syntax is def and function name and in brackets arguments colon and docostring documentation string and executable statement return expression. So this is a syntax for whole thing is called function definition. Function definition. Suppose if you want to define a function, the syntax is def keyword, you have to specify function name in brackets arguments you have to specify, then you have to use the colon you have to specify, that is as per syntax you have to specify the colon, and documentation string you can represent in triple quotes, that means what this function will do you can specify, and a set of executable statements you have to specify, and after that return expression you can return the value. So this is the syntax of user defined function in Python. And how to call this function, if you want to call this function, function calling. So when coming to the function call, the syntax is function name brackets arguments. This is optional. If arguments are there, then you have to specify, otherwise no need to specify. This is the syntax of function call. That means function name argument, that means this function accept how many arguments, that set of arguments you have to specify in the brackets. So this is the function calling.